You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back to another Mindset and Motivation Monday. I'm excited to start the week. I'm excited to be speaking with you today. And really, this is one of my favorite topics. I really do enjoy the Mindset and Motivation Mondays. And I think the reason is that we all need that motivational boost. A lot of people, and myself was absolutely included with this group, would say like, okay, I'm going to read this book on, inspiration, on motivation. I'm going to listen to this podcast, whatever it might be. And then I'm going to be good. And I'm going to be able to just kind of like go after my goals, do what I need to do to achieve what I need to achieve, and then I'm just going to be able to just stick with it. But it's just simply not the case. And, I've had the pleasure now of, either speaking at events and just talking with some of the greatest motivational self-improvement speakers out there. Speaking with them, and I'm just saying, what is it? What level do we reach where we don't need it anymore, right? We don't need the inspiration anymore. And every single time, no matter who it is, because again, I'm the perpetual student, I am simply humbled around other people who are great at their craft, and I want to learn from them. I honestly do. And so they just smile back and they say, to this day, and they're typically maybe 10, 20, 30 years older, and they say, it never stops. It is a continual cycle, just like we're all doing right now, learning, right? It's a continual cycle of remotivating our body and mind, of coming to achieve a worthwhile goal. And that essentially is just living a good, overall, happy, healthy life, right? Once we achieve all the other things that we want, maybe they're materialistic, maybe they're not. We want that house, the car, the family, the relationship, whatever it may be. All of those things are great too, and I think that you do deserve them and you should have them. But also, how do we keep ourselves just motivated going forward? And that's the interesting thing, is that I've heard this equated many times. It's not my line, but getting daily inspiration should be the same type of routine as brushing your teeth in the morning. We all literally need it. We do. We need it to spark us. We need it to fire us up. And so I don't feel bad if you're like myself or other people who just say, you can't get enough of the inspiration. You can't get enough of the motivation, because it gets you dry. It gets you moving forward. And so what I'm saying is this, is I want you to have the inspiration. I want you to have the motivation, but make sure that it just doesn't stay as that. Make sure that you are moving forward, that you're using the inspiration, that you're capturing that, and that you are then using that to achieve whatever your goals are. And whatever your goals are fantastic. Don't let anyone judge what you want out of your life. It's your life. You should be able to have what you want as long as it's not harming anyone else. I truly believe that. So one of the great mysteries as we look to goal achievement and we look to like, why is it that some people just seem to be so much further ahead in life, right? Like, why is that? Whether it's a colleague, a sibling, anyone really, a friend, where you're like, I went to college with this person, I got better grades maybe than them, any one of those things that you're saying in your mind. Here's the thing. Here's what it really comes down to. This is what I found. And again, it was taught by me, by, just brilliant people as well. And this has honestly been handed down throughout the ages as well. Most of the things that we now know today, they're rehashed concepts that have been around, honestly, since the dawn of written time. Like as humans, we haven't really changed that much. And here's the thing. Here's one of those great mysteries in life is that we are what we repeatedly do. So I just want to repeat that one more time. We are, the life we have, the life we get, is because of what we repeatedly do. That's in both thoughts and action. And I want to explain that right now. So here's how I look at it. I've always looked at that we are the sum of all of our parts, right? We are not meaning our physical parts, but we are the sum of every action that we take during the day. And we take so many actions, right? And we have so many different thoughts. here's the thing. We don't have to get them all right. I find that to be very liberating, right? Because I can't always control every single thought that comes into my mind, but I can try to allow the ones that don't serve me to just kind of wash away and keep the ones that do serve me a little tighter, right, a little bit more right in the front of my mind, right? So never have I seen this play out more with anyone that's looking to transform their body. It's simply the easiest analogy. Like, think about it. Think about how many times people look to go to the gym, join the gym, lose weight, get in better shape, right? And they make an attempt, and it's like a few weeks or a few months. We're kind of in that right now, all right? We're in that New Year's resolution, but a lot of people have already stopped, right? Or they're just getting started, but they're kind of already faltering back. So what we do is we try for a little while. We don't get the exact results that we do want, or life gets in the way, right? So what do? Well, we kind of shy away from whatever that goal is. We stop. We kind of forget about it for a little while. We just put it in the back burner. And then maybe a few weeks, a few months later, we say, okay, now I'm really going to start. And then what happens? Well, we get into it. We choose a diet plan. We join a gym. We do whatever for an exercise program. And we go strong. We go strong for a couple weeks, and then it just kind of falters again. Well, what really is going on, what's very fascinating here is that we start to accumulate all of those good things as we join the gym, as we change the nutrition plan. Maybe we hire a personal trainer, accountability coach, any one of those things, and that gets us on the road. But the problem is this: we might not get results as fast as we would like, right? And because we don't get those results as fast as we would like, sometimes we say it's just not working, right? And so we stop, we give up, we get frustrated. And those are all natural human emotions, especially when we don't see what we want. But if we understand this, if we understand that we are what we repeatedly do, we can then understand that we can get anything we want out of life if we do it long enough and we do it with enough consistency. Meaning that, yes, if you're following the correct plan and protocol, you will absolutely get to your goals a whole lot faster. There's no doubt about that, right? But even if you're just chugging along saying, this week I'm just going to cut out anything that isn't water for beverages in my diet. Okay, so that's going to help me, meaning like you might only lose a half a pound this week or so, right? But what if you lost a half a pound or even a quarter of a pound every single month, right? Well, that's 1 to 2 pounds per month. And what if you did that over a year? You're losing about 12 to 24, 25 pounds. That's impressive, right? But it's the long game, right? But what if we're looking to do that over 2 years or 3 years? You can see even if you had 75 pounds to lose and you lost it at a snail's pace at literally a half a pound to 1 pound per week, or I should say per month, you would still lose that 75 pounds over those 3 years. So what I'm saying is that hopefully we all have long lives to live, and we have to stick to whatever it is that we're looking to achieve. We can't give up if the goal is important enough to us, right? If it really is a priority, we need to make it a priority. I mean, like eating well, exercising, these things can take minutes a day. I mean, there's a big reason why I recommend waking up, have a greens drink or have some lemon water, an hour later or so, bring a smoothie on the road, right? Because it takes minutes, it costs nothing, costs dollars per day, and you get all your nutrients in one meal. Then for lunch, find a salad bar, find an easy place, find something convenient, take it from home. It's done. It's easy. It's done for you. Remember, you also have to make your life very easy, right? And you have to make it very predictable. Those are one of those big things. You cannot complicate this process to achieving your goal. And the other big thing is this, is you have to make sure that you're not scattered, right? You have to pick a goal in certain facets of your life. Like you can have a relationship goal, you can have a spiritual goal, you can have a wellness-based goal, and then you can have maybe like a career-based goal, right? But only kind of choose one at a time, go after it, achieve it. There's going to be a lot of other things you're going to have to improve upon in order to get that goal. So believe me, it'll filter into other parts of your life and other parts of maybe career or whatever it might be, right? But what I'm saying is this, you can't overcomplicate it. You need to stay focused on what that is. And then also, you know what? And I've spoken about this before. I spoke about this on episode 360, so feel free to tune back into that one as well. That was last Monday. It's very rare that any of us get it right the first time. Like, I'm a perfect example of that, and I'm probably the worst example of getting it right the first time. I failed over and over and over again. It was like, it was a comedy of errors, right? Because I had no place to start. I would literally pick a book out of the library when I was 17, 18 years old. I would read it, and I would say, okay, now I'm going to do this. That's not the best way to go about it. Ideally, you want a little bit better of a plan than that. But you know what? All of this, and so what I had Addison's disease, I had deep adrenal fatigue, I had issues with viral issues, immunity-based issues, and I had some of the worst gut-based issues that you could possibly imagine, right? Anybody who takes literally 3,000 antibiotics over 3 years is going to have some pretty poor gut-based issues. And, I have some very, again, in a nice way, I have some doctors to thank for all of that, they put me through that, because no one should ever be given 3,000 pills of amoxicillin to take, especially if it's just for some mild skin issues. But anyway, that's what I had to go through. Why is it a blessing? It's a blessing because I now get to sit here and teach this, because I had the good fortune or ill fortune, depending on how you choose to look at it, of reading over 3,000 books on my way to getting well. I couldn't learn it in school. I couldn't learn it in any one book. I couldn't learn it just through life, and I couldn't learn it through any one mentor. I had many mentors. I studied in many clinics around the world, and I have a lot of people to be thankful for. I never would have got to meet those people had I not fallen, tripped up many, many times. So what I'm saying to you is, I tried every adrenal adaptogen. I tried the ashwagandha, the licorice root. I tried the DHEA. I tried, anything that you could possibly imagine, right? But what did that do? I didn't get well. I failed. I got down on myself, but then I got back up, and it's just that mentality that you're not going to fail unless you ever allow yourself to stop. So what I did then, I started to accumulate not only knowledge from books that, yes, it helped me, but then I could then share it with others. I could start building this repertoire of knowledge. But also, I tried over 1,000 nutritional supplements. I got to be the guinea pig for many of these things. I ran well over 100 different lab tests. And then I got to learn all about these different labs. So when I finally got my doctoral degree in naturopathy, and then I did my postdoctoral work in functional medicine and some orthomolecular medicine and Ayurvedic medicine, I could start to tie these things together. It made perfect sense because I had already been the guinea pig. I'd been the guinea pig for well over a decade, and then it just started to come all together. So what I did as well, and I highly recommend to you, is try to shorten your learning curve, right? Like if you think you have food sensitivities, run a food sensitivity test, right? If you think you have candida, run an organic acid test, run a candida test. If you think you have something wrong with methylation-based issues, run a genetic test. So try to shorten that learning curve if possible. If not, read a book on it, hire a coach, a nutritionist, a personal trainer to keep you accountable. Like the best thing for weight loss is absolutely to get a personal trainer that also specializes in nutrition. So you don't have to pay two different people. You get that all as one package. If you have an autoimmune issue or you have a health issue and you're not getting well, then find a functional medicine doctor, find a naturopath, find someone who just knows how to help people get well. That's the bottom line. You don't have to be a licensed doctor. I know so many brilliant health practitioners who aren't doctors, who don't have a doctoral degree, who aren't licensed acupuncturists, who aren't chiropractors. They're just really smart nutritionists, and they've gone through a lot of this stuff themselves. And so that's what it's all about. And here's the bottom line. You are what you repeatedly do. So now the tough part is this. Now that I've kind of warmed you up to it, you have to look at your life right now. And I know that this is hard, and I know that you're not going to agree with it always in the beginning right now. But our outer life truly is a mirror of our inner being, right? So the nice thing is, whenever you want to know, well, what am I really thinking on a subconscious level? Look at your life. Like, honestly, look at your relationships, look at your career, look at your finances, look at your health, look at your body, look at all of those different things. And again, I'm not saying that we can control everything. I'm not saying that at all, right? We can control our response to everything. There's no doubt about that. That's not easy. I'm not saying that either. Believe me, and I'm not perfect. So I'm certainly not up here preaching on my soapbox. I'm absolutely not. So what I'm saying is this, though. Every time we need a little check of where are we? What are we thinking about? What's our subconscious saying? Look at your life. And I'm guaranteeing you that you are better in certain areas of your life. Like you might be the master at relationships and just have so many friends, so many people people who can count on you, all of those things. Well, you know what? You're doing great there, right? Career-wise, you might be at the head of your class doing absolutely fantastic, right? And then there's your body. Well, that's kind of falling back a little bit. And then also your health. Your health has been kind of lagging. So then look at that. Look at what you're doing. Look at all of the things that then go into what you're doing for your body, for your health, right? Start to make those a little bit more of a priority. I'm telling you, will the results come overnight? Maybe, maybe not. Meaning you should be able to get good results within 21 days. But that doesn't mean it's over. What it means is that you've just begun. Literally, we are not static beings. I'm going to end with this right here, but we are not static creatures. So when I've gotten to speak with these great mentors and motivational speakers and just inspiring people that I look to and say, you know what? How are you doing it? I then get to see them backstage. I get to know them as an individual. And you know what? They're just like you. They're just like me. They have the same struggles. Their life isn't all rainbows and unicorns all the time either. It's not. They have the same relationship issues. They have the same issues with parents and siblings and all of those things, right? They just choose to respond to it in a little different manner, and they don't get it right every time either. That's the great thing. But they know how to flip the switch back quicker to get back on track. And that's what I found as well. Meaning I know a lot of these things now. I try to get it right about 90% of the time. And then when I don't, I say, here's where I went wrong. And then I just pick back up. The bottom line is this. Don't get down on yourself and just start to move forward. Start to accumulate knowledge and start to accumulate actions and thoughts that are going to take you where you want to go. So last thing I'll leave you with is that one of those great mysteries of life is that whatever you want to achieve, you can have. But you have to understand that we are and we get what we repeatedly do. Thank you, everyone. Take care. I really do appreciate you tuning into another Motivation and Mindset Monday. Before you go, I wanted to ask you this question. What if I could teach you in just a couple of hours how to transform your thyroid, hormones, adrenal, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight loss, energy, mood, brain, pregnancy, anti-aging, or many other health-related issues? After 20 years in private practice, after seeing and overseeing 250,000 client appointments, I sincerely feel I have the real-world data and have found the answer you've been searching for. So what I've done is spent hundreds of hours of my own time refining what you need to know in order to uncover your underlying root cause health issues and then begin to rebalance the body and bring it back to a state of robust health and wellness. I'm going to teach you exactly what I do in my private practice so you can understand how you got here and now what you need to do in order to heal. You'll receive all of the important success checklists, protocols, and even ways to customize it to make the program fit your busy life. And you'll get all of this at a fraction of the price. Let me save you the time, money, energy, stress, and frustration of not knowing what to do next. Instead of reading dozens of books on the topic and seeing multiple practitioners, I will condense everything that you need to know in just a few hours of video tutorials that you can watch and listen to anywhere. Together, we will make this healing process an enjoyable one that you can take with you for the rest of your life. I wish you all of the best of health and happiness, and I hope to be able to guide you on your healing journey through my Health Results Accelerators. Simply choose the health imbalance you're currently suffering from, and by the end of today, you'll know what went wrong and how to get well again. I guarantee it. For details, head over now to stephencabral.com/courses.